Okay, it is that time where we have another episode. And I learned so much today from church that I have to share with you guys because it does kind of connect with what I was talking about last week on just like being where you are now, being in the now. So in church today, our sermon was based about like being faithful with the process, like trusting the process. And for me, that is something that I feel like is the hardest thing to do. Hold on, maybe I'm gonna throw my hair up actually. It's getting so freaking long. Talk about trusting the process. And just like trusting the process. So my neighbors came outside. That's why I like got sidetracked for a second. But for me, I have to say the hardest thing to do is just like be okay with where you are and trust that everything is gonna work out. I feel like the longest time, like I have anxiety, right? So like I will always be in the future, like always thinking of the future, always thinking ahead. And to just be in the now has been so hard. Like I've had to do a lot of meditation, yoga, different things like that. And just like a big thing is, with where I am right now, like thinking everything is going to be working out. It is hard to trust that, but I know from just how things have been unraveling and what God's been showing me that like I genuinely am having everything happen for a reason. And I know that that's like so hard sometimes to just believe, but it's so true. Because right now I don't have a car, right? And that's been something that really gets to me. And it's because I had to turn in a car I had. Like I'd gotten a car, I made a terrible financial decision, put myself in a terrible position financially. And it's been such a learning experience because I've had to learn so much about myself, and I've pushed myself out of comfort zones that I wouldn't even begin to think that I would have been able to push myself out of. Like, that's something that I've had to really, take into consideration of why I'm not having this car right now, or what the journey. Sorry, I'm like trying to wait until they leave because their truck's like loud as fuck. Anyways, but like the journey, right? Like just figuring out like what the lessons are, right? Because the biggest thing I've been learning is like, yes, it's faith over fear, but that's like so easier said than done. Like you have to like really just be okay with like letting go of control. I feel like control is one of the things that I've always just tried to have like this like handle on my life and like what's next and plan. But there's only so much you can plan. Sometimes you just have to like let go and be like, okay, this happened. And it was funny, I was on Instagram Reels the other day, right? Because like we all scroll through Instagram Reels, TikTok, whatever. And I saw this one video, and it was like of some football game, and the guy like was thrown the football and he dropped it, right? Like, when they throw at the beginning of the game or like the beginning of the whatever, I don't know how to explain it, but like the guy dropped the football. And then instead of just like giving up, like he went after the football, and then he made a touchdown from literally like one end of the field to the next, from just like picking up that ball and going. And he trusted the process. And in church today, it was talking about like comparison. And you know how we like will have a wandering eye when we're in a position or a waiting period that we're not happy with? Well, it was saying like you might think that it's better somewhere else. Like you might have, a better job offer, or you might have a better relationship with someone if they made X amount of money, or you might have a better family. And like I'm still working on that family part, because like for me, I think I needed to hear it because of my family, because I had just gone down and seen my grandma, and obviously like it's Father's Day today. I'm not seeing my dad. I don't have a relationship with my dad, I'm not really close with my parents or siblings, and so, like, that's a choice, but also it's their choice too. And I think that that's been something that you can think you can find. I don't know, like, I feel like, because you want to embrace the family you have. I know that, and I've heard it so many times, but there's also a point where it's like, I saw this weekend, like, potentially what my, like, future family could be. You know? I don't know, like, just, like, oh, my grandma just texted me. That's so funny that I was talking about family, and then she texted me. She sent me, like, a message, and she was saying, like, thank you for loving her. Because, like, her sister had passed away from Alzheimer's, so we'd gone down there, and we were already planning on going down, me and my boyfriend, but it was, like, nice to, like, go down and, like, actually, like, see her and spend time with her. And you know what, it was crazy. I was, like, coming back today, and we were driving with the windows down, and we were just listening to country music, like, you know, having a good, just, like, summer day. And it made me think, like, you know what, it's okay, this season I'm in right now, this waiting season, this, like, passenger princess, like, me not having a car era. I've not only gotten in the best shape of my life, I mean, I look amazing because I walk everywhere, but also, like, it's forced me to almost take a look at my surroundings more, and then also, like, I don't know, just, like, be more present in the drive, like, and actually enjoying it. Because, like, when you're driving, like, I feel like you do still have to obviously, like, keep your focus on the road and, like, your surroundings and everything. And I guess it was nice to just, like, sit passenger princess, eating my watermelon licorice taffy, whatever you want to call it, just, like, looking at the countryside, taking in, like, different things that I hadn't even really noticed on the drive. And I've gone different drives down to Pennsylvania a lot, and, like, there was so much more I was noticing this time around because, like, I was able to take my surroundings in more. And like, just knowing, like, in church today they were talking about, like, how it's blessed where you are, so that kind of made me think, I'm like, okay, like, what do I have right now that maybe I've been stressed about, that I'm not, like, super happy with? And I know I kind of touched, like, you know, with my job situation, like, I'm really grateful for the job I have. It's just obviously, like, I'm never going to be content in any job I have unless I'm my own business owner. So, like, that's something I work on. But, like, they were saying in church today too, like, just, like, we don't always want to hear the instructions God has for us because we get so impatient. And I was like, so just, like, knowing that that waiting season is happening, and that there, again, is a plan, there's a purpose for it. And the devil will bring in distractions. That was another thing they were talking about. It's like the devil will try and distract you, or, like, basically just try and tell you, like, in your mind, like, he'll distract you, and then those distractions leads to disappointment, and then that disappointment leads to you doubting yourself and, like, not thinking that, like, you're meant to be where you are, and then somehow, like, you convince yourself, basically. And I was like, oh my god, wait, like, that's so true. Like, that happens a lot, you know, like, when I've been doubting my job, or doubting, like, when I'm gonna get a car again, you know, as I, like, slowly continue to still pay for a car I don't have, which is insane. But I mean, I wouldn't have been walking as often, I think, to the coffee shop as I am. I wouldn't be, you know, exploring and putting myself out there to do more things. I wouldn't have come back home. I wouldn't have met, like, my boyfriend. I wouldn't have had the job I have. Like, the more I keep thinking, like, of the lessons and, like, things that, like, I do now have, and, like, where I am, it just makes me think, like, it is really blessed where I am. And I sometimes, like, I always am trying to be, like, a step ahead, or, like, rush. And, like I was saying last time, like, you have to slow down to speed up. But it's like, how do you do that? You just be like, you know what? I'm giving it to you. God, you got it. I'm just here. You just go with it. And with comparison, like I think the biggest thing for me has always been comparing when I'm like unhappy with something. But there's always something I'm always unhappy about, I've noticed. And I like really was thinking about this, and I'm like, And also we get these instructions and sometimes we don't want to do them. Like I've been hearing lately, I'm gonna be a mom, even though I'm not even pregnant or anything. I'm just like hearing like that's like what God wants for me, and I'm like, but I don't want to go that way. Like that's not what I want to do. But that's because I'm afraid, because I think what I really want, and I've always told like God, I just really want a family. I want a loving family. I want to restore my family. I've tried so hard with my family. I'm like at this point now where like I don't want to apologize anymore. Like I'm not always wrong. I'm not always like, you know, the problem. Like there's more to it. And like that for me has been something that like I just have a conversation with God over and over. Like when my mom reached out about my grandma's sister passing, like I even debated like should I reach out to her, and then I'm like no, like I and it was literally a day, literally it was this past Friday. Saturday would have been 6 months of me not talking to my family because I hadn't heard from my mom since January. And it was because when I was in the hospital, I think something, or no, it wasn't when I was in the hospital. It was when I had like a therapy appointment or something. I don't know, whatever. But like, I don't know. And it was so much fun. Like we took my grandma this Saturday to Cook's Forest, and we just got her out by this creek river. It was so pretty. She had said that one of the things her and her twin sister, the one who would pass, like used to do was literally just sit in the sun and watch their guys fish. Now Phil didn't have his fishing license, so we just ended up like we brought the dog out in the water, sit in the water, hanging out by the rocks that were like right near, there was like these giant rocks. Oh my gosh, it was so cute. I don't know. Every time I go down to my grandma's, I like just feel like the, you know, like that root feeling, like, you know. And there were like some other things, and like I just like was realizing like a lot. I don't know. Like how I can see a family with the guy I'm with, and like how I want a family. And like I see these things on TikTok sometimes, and it like talks about how like if you do have kids, it like would heal your inner kid, and like that makes me think, I don't know. Just all these thoughts, all these like things I'm thinking. I'm just happy that we like didn't have to worry about like me introducing him to my family, because I could have like sworn they were going to be down there. Like I just had a feeling they were going to be down there, but then they weren't. They're coming the weekend after for the funeral, so yeah, I don't know. Just gotta stay faithful to the process, and yeah. I'm like reflecting right now too as I'm talking. Trusting the process. It's like someone telling you not to overthink. Why does fear like always want to like kick in right away, you know? But yeah, I don't know. I like almost want to journal. And I was just journaling, like I was in the bathtub, like after we got back. I love my boyfriend, by the way. He literally took me to go get groceries, and I just made myself a really good mushroom pizza because I'm working on also cooking, because another thing I'm like, was like, okay, well, like if I'm gonna have a family, how am I gonna like feed a family? I like literally kill plants. So I know I need to work on my cooking, not only for my future family, but myself, like currently. And I like told my boyfriend when we were in the grocery store, I was like, can you just not rush me today? I like really need to like go through and just like take a deep breath, because I can't go to the store now. I'll either have to like Instacart, and Instacart is like insane sometimes. So it's like just nice to walk through the store and like look at the different meal options and like see what like would be good. And I was like lining it up, like, okay, like I can use like this tofu meal for tomorrow for lunch. I found like a stuffed pepper that they already had put together, and I'm like, okay, that looks amazing, that'll be perfect for dinner. Then I was like, okay, well, I liked how I did the pasta I made the other week, so what if I added something to it? I was like, oh, like I have zucchini, maybe feta, and then I have tomatoes that need used up from when I had gotten them for my BLT sandwich. So I was like, okay, like, I'm like slowly thinking of meals for myself, because I think what overwhelms me is when I am in the grocery store, like I'll get all of this like food, then I'm like, okay, like how am I gonna put it together? And then I'm only one person, and me and the boyfriend are still going out to eat, even though like we said we were gonna try cooking. So I told him like what would be fun one night is like if we went in together, looked at one of the prepared meals, and kind of went from there. But he was so sweet. He like let me take my time. He didn't rush me. He like was trying to help me understand things, think of things for me to make and eat. Yeah. That was nice. Like it was just nice to then, bring everything back. And then I cleaned a little bit. I have like the laundry going right now. There's still some stuff I gotta get done. I knew I had to finish up the podcast episode for you guys, and yeah, I don't know, like just like that was something today that really just resonated with me, because I feel like we all compare. We all like, you can't help it, especially with social media, or like if you have friends, family, like just strangers in general, or like people you talk to, like you're always gonna hear about things that either like they have or don't have that you want or they want, and it's like a mindset thing at the end of the day. And I think the best way to like switch your mind from comparing is to have that level of gratitude again, but also just like reminding yourself that like where you are is where you're supposed to be right now for something in the future that like you don't even know is gonna like help you, impact you, like, because yeah. And like seeing my grandma this weekend, like just like with how old she is, and like when she's kicking old age's ass, she's doing great. Like we got her up on a rock, and I think a lot of people were surprised because she was 88 and she was having a wine slushie. She was having the time of her life, okay? But I kind of noticed something like I hadn't really realized before. It's like when you watch your family grow up, that like you watch them get older, like watching her now like not be able to do things that she used to be able to do, it's like it kind of makes you see the importance of having a good support system and having a good network, like a good family, behind you. I don't know. And like when she was going through her quilts and everything, she found this one quilt, and it was like from back in like college when she was like letting me record her while she did her quilting and everything, and it was just like it's about the memories, I guess. That's like what I'm starting to realize. Like, I mean, I've always known that, but I feel like sometimes like I'll get so focused on like how to be successful or get myself out of the financial hole I'm in, but then it's like I put all this then stress and anxiety and overthinking that it almost takes me away from where I am. And it's blessed where I am, and I don't know, I just needed to hear that, I think. Plus, it was nice to hear that no family's perfect, and my boyfriend just, like, helped me realize some things. I don't know. Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know if that resonates with anyone. Just share, follow, like, let me know. We really are just having a nice chill Sunday night here, and I'm just chatting with you on my porch. So as I'm doing some sense of exposure therapy too, because like there are people around, and I am being extremely vulnerable with like a lot of my neighbors out probably that could hear everything I'm saying. So yeah. I was just thinking too, like, one more thing. How my grandma is such like a younger version or an older version of me, and I'm a younger version of her, because she is just like me. She loves to whip out her camera and her phone and take pictures, and I love videos, like that's my thing. And I love taking pictures too, but like videos, like you can just capture the moment, you know? And it's so natural. But like what's so weird is like a lot of my like parents, siblings, some friends like aren't really big into being like having their picture and videos taken, and I've just realized that I don't know. Just keep doing you. And watching my grandma be herself. I just love my grandma. Even when she lies to me, I still love her. Because I know that she does it to protect me, but it, like, sometimes gets to me. Because I've cut my other family off from that, but, and other stuff too, but I just can't with my grandma. I don't know. Oh my god, my leg is falling asleep. I'm just self-reflecting right now. Trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to talk to you guys about. Can't think of anything. We're also doing amazing on time. I still have to go live and do my skincare. It's 7:36 right now. We're golden. And it's golden hour. But alright, I'm gonna go do my skincare. You like, follow, subscribe, message me if anything resonated. I don't know. I just felt like this is what I wanted to talk about, and just stay faithful to the process.